Please be seated. Um, one correction that needs to be made, it's really nice to get credit for things, but then if they're not really deserved, it's kind of bad. I didn't create the Dana Day service, okay? The BWA has had this tradition of Fusen no Hi Dana Day service, from way back. And before the volunteer recognition used to be held in conjunction with the Honko service, which was Shinran Shonin's memorial. And then they had the New Year's party after that and such. And so it got really to be hectic and you started losing sight. But the BWA is supposed to have their Dana Day service, generally speaking, the first weekend in February each year. But this temple has had this history of having services that they're supposed to have at certain months and other months without any real reason that I could never figure out. So I figured, well, 1 week, one way or the other, it doesn't really matter. And we decided to put the Dana Day and the volunteer recognition together because in one sense, it is a form of Dana, right? It is a form of Dana. Actually, this ends up being a trailer for the 2 o'clock BWA service. So if you want to hear more about the Dana Day service and all of that, please attend the 2 o'clock service. They don't make you pass a physical to attend, so males are welcome to attend the Buddhist Women's Association service as well. But one of the things that we did in Japan while I was studying is that all the foreign students they put into this, the Ryukoku University Translation Center, and every Friday we would get together with, to have meetings on translations. And as far as meetings go, they were totally inefficient, but they were a great education opportunity because got to be in there with these professors, renowned professors in different, Buddhism and Shinshu studies, and they would go over nitpicking over how to translate a certain passage, and it usually took about 2 or 3 years to translate one work, and people would be doing the work before, but then in the meetings they go over and then say, throw it back out and you have to retranslate and things like that. So as meetings go, they were totally inefficient, but as educational opportunities, they were great. But one time, one of the professors mentioned that in Buddhism, you never do anything for the sake of others. And at first, this struck me as being really strange, right? Why don't you do things for the sake of others? But then when we really think about it, as time went on, I came to understand that because of interdependence, you never do things for others, right? It's your world that you're trying to improve, right? Because of interdependence. Everything that you do affects your world. And when you think of doing things for the sake of others, you kind of putting yourself above others. And this is not Buddhistic. It's creating a dualism. So what you really want to do is to truly understand that because of everything is interdependent, interconnected, we're all tied in. So that what we're doing is not for the sake of others, but for my world. And it happens to be other people's world too. You want to do things to help better the whole interconnection, the whole thing. And this is what we want to do. We don't want to create a sense of arrogance where you think that you're better than others. And, when you try to do something nice or good, we tend to mess things up. I'm sure all of you have had experiences where you want to do the right thing, help somebody out, but you end up doing totally the opposite, right? And this is showing us that we can't really selflessly do things for others. But we need to realize that because of the interdependence, interconnectedness, everything we do will affect others. So Dana, when we talk about Dana, those of you who are familiar with the term, the 6 paramita Dana, you immediately think you have to reach in for your pocketbook. But that's not the only form of Dana. Giving money, giving wealth, giving things is part of Dana, yes. But Dana is giving anything. And A lot of times they say selfless giving, but I actually like the term compassionate giving. And by compassionate giving, it's not because you feel for another person, but you feel with them, right? You feel with them. And again, this ties into the whole world being tied together, everybody being tied together. And, we need to do things selflessly, right? Not selflessly and compassionately, feeling together. I mentioned to the Dharma School students that to give, in any act of giving, you need three things, right? You need three things. One, you need somebody to give. Two, you need something to give. And then three, you need somebody to receive, right? And most of the time when we receive things, we make a transaction out of the whole thing, a business transaction. When you receive something, you think, what did I do to deserve this? I gave this guy a $10 gift and he gives me a $50 gift. What am I going to do next time? What am I going to say? We think things like this, and this is wrong, right? Even a child knows that if somebody smiles at you, you smile back. If somebody says a kind word to you, you say thank you, right? And this is the spirit of giving in Buddhism. This is the spirit of receiving in Buddhism. It's not a transaction, it's a natural response. When somebody does something nice to you, you respond. Right? And without thinking, without overly calculating, to receive is a beautiful act, just as giving is a beautiful act. No strings attached on either side. Right? This is compassionate giving. And a lot of times, we try to put rationale and reasoning behind a lot of things, but if you're doing it for your world, for the people in your world, the things in your world, to improve it, then there's no, there really is no issue. Right? There really is no issue. So the people being recognized today all seem to inherently understand this. And as Terry mentioned, a lot of people have done things, but certain people have been picked out this year. Others will be picked out next year because they've all come and helped in their own ways. And they all seem to inherently understand that what they do here isn't for the sake of any particular person or group, but for the whole. Because they're part of this world, they're trying to improve their world. Because in their own little ways, none of these people will say they've done a whole lot or a big deal. But they're there trying to make things better for themselves and the people in their lives. And for this, we want to thank them and show them that as good recipients, we know how to say thank you. We know how to say, we appreciate everything that everybody does. So, for this sake, for this event, we're taking the time to thank them because that world that they're improving is also our world. And we need to think that, consider what can we do to make it even better yet. Okay, thank you.